Recording in progress. Awesome. All right. Good afternoon. It is lunchtime here on the East Coast. Sorry for the little setup here. It's a little awkward for me. Hopefully it doesn't look as awkward for y'all as it feels for me right now. Our month-long beach vacation was supposed to end last Saturday. And as my 7 and 4-year-old daughters and my wife are so prone to do, they begged and begged to stay down here in St. Simons a little bit longer. So we're beaching it up still and enjoying this hot, sticky, brutal heat wave that's going across, I think, the entire continent right now. But yeah, we're down here at the beach in the pool for a little bit extra longer. So bear with me as we're sitting in this little awkward wicker back chair, trying to stuff up with pillows behind me. Today, we're going to talk about the C word, and I only got about 25 minutes for it. The dreaded C word in insurance, chargebacks. Chargebacks. If you've been selling insurance for any length of time, you've probably already experienced a chargeback. And the thing about chargebacks is they're not anything to be scared about. They're part of the deal. It's part of the package. You just got to understand chargebacks will happen. What is a chargeback? A chargeback is essentially this. If you've ever ordered anything online from Amazon and it was wrong size, wrong product, wrong whatever, you had to send it back, you created a chargeback. You buy something from a grocery store, you get home, open up the strawberries, they're all rotten in the middle, didn't catch it while you were shopping, take it back to the store, get your money back, you created a chargeback. A chargeback is simply this. It's money that you owe back to the insurance company as an agent if a client cancels or lapses a policy before your full commission was paid out. So typically the way it works is, most of y'all know, by the way, if there's any issues whatsoever, somebody buzz me, call me. Technology is not my strong suit. And so just let me know if we're having any issues, audio, whatever. I can't help the face. I'm sorry. I tried really hard. So chargebacks, it's something that you just got to understand. It's part of what we do. It's going to happen. The good news is it doesn't have to happen a lot. And your skill set, your level of client interaction, client care, essentially what we'll talk about here in a little bit, is going to determine whether you end up with a bunch of chargebacks or just a few chargebacks. I don't care how good you are at insurance. I don't care if you're God's gift to insurance. You will get chargebacks. They are inevitable. So let's talk brief. Well, let me back up a step, because I know we got some brand spanking new people on here that are like, oh my gosh, they're going to pay me and then want it back. Here's how the chargeback works. So when you get paid commission from an insurance company, when you sell a policy, most products, they're going to pay you 9 months advance commission up front. So what that means is they're assuming that if you're good at your job and what you do, and you sell a client a policy, they're assuming that you did such a good job that the client's going to keep that policy, keep that product. And obviously that's the goal. If for whatever reason the client, what the insurance company says is, hey, because we think the client's going to keep paying on this policy, we're going to give you 9 months commission up front. And then in months 10, 11, and 12, we'll pay you the remaining last 3 payments of that full first year commission. The other alternative is being paid as earned. As earned is, hey, when the client makes their monthly premium payment, you get your cut of that for your commission. And then you got to wait till next month for the client to make that payment again. And then you'll get your little cut again. Nobody likes as earned, right? We all like, hey, big check up front. I sold the policy. Client just needs to do their part and keep it. All right, give me my commission, whatever. I get it. So as you get paid those 9 months commission up front, if the client cancels that policy or that policy lapses during those first 9 months, whatever the client has not paid to the insurance company in premium payments, if that policy lapses or cancels, you're going to owe that portion back to the insurance company, what the client did not pay of those first 9 months, but the insurance company has already paid you. Tracking with me? And it makes sense. Hey, they didn't keep the product, they didn't keep your service or whatever. So we advanced you money that they're not paying us anymore. We want our portion back and whatever. And so the way we do it is we have it set up to where they don't go in your bank account and take money back out. It's nothing like that, but it's just, hey, when you go to chargeback that you owe to the insurance company now, they're going to withhold that from your next commission check. And that's fair. It's, the client didn't keep the product that you sold them. So let's talk about why policies charge back, like what causes a chargeback. And there's only a couple really, really main reasons. And the good news is they're very fixable. Well, there's three reasons. One of them is not fixable. If somebody dies, depending on the product, if they die in that first period, those first few months or whatever, you may or may not owe it back. But the other two main reasons why people charge back is very, very fixable. The first one is we've all had it, buyer's remorse. Um, and what constitutes buyer's remorse? It's usually because the client, you've have left the client's house or that virtual call with the client, and whatever y'all have agreed to as far as what product and how much they were going to pay per month. Usually that client, if they've got buyer's remorse, it's because they bit off more than they could chew. They're paying too much a month. And if you were doing your job correctly in the beginning while you're sitting with the clients and going over everything, you can eliminate a lot of this buyer's remorse by making sure that the client is comfortable with the premium payment and not just trying to get them, you know, hey, they can pay 120 a month. Let's see if they can do 150. Like, obviously, we don't teach how to do it that way. So the buyer's remorse in a lot of cases comes from clients just feeling like they bit off more than they could chew. And if you're an agent doing your job correctly, like we teach, you're going to eliminate a lot of this because we don't teach to try and take them for everything they got. We teach how to fit their budget, how to make it manageable and comfortable for them. Those are trainings for another time. But the buyer's remorse can be eliminated from feeling like they're paying too much by not even letting them pay too much initially. The other reason is the why wasn't big enough. Another reason why they have buyer's remorse is because the why just wasn't big enough. Again, if you've heard my training specifically, any of the leaders on this team and the way we teach on building the why, when the why is big enough, it doesn't matter, the premium payment, or it doesn't matter, hey, if the air condition just went out, now we got to take money from over here to buy a new air condition. And so let's just hold off on our insurance. No, that the insurance is going to stay on the books. If the why is big enough, they know that's a bill that needs to be paid. So why policies charge back? Yeah, there's buyer's remorse. But again, if you're doing your job the way we teach it, you're not going to deal with buyer's remorse from your clients. So the other reason would be for whatever reason, the connection with the agent wasn't there. Missed a payment on the policy and I don't have that connection with the agent. Like, they haven't followed up with me in 6 months, or never even got a phone call after the policy was issued or delivered. And so there's just not a sense of urgency. Oh, missed a payment and haven't heard from the agent. So it must not be that important if the guy that sold it to me or the girl that sold it to me isn't following up. So the buyer's remorse when a policy lapses or cancels, or there's just a lack of sense of urgency, that kind of stuff can be corrected. That stuff can be trained and taught. Hey, when the client lapses a policy, misses a payment, get on the phone with them, find out why it was. In a lot of cases, and this is the number 2 reason, not buyer's remorse, but why do some policies charge back? In a lot of cases, it's just simply they forgot that was a new payment coming out of their account each month, or you told them, hey, we'll draft on the whatever day they chose. Let's just say the first of the month. We'll draft on the first of the month. The insurance company dum-dums didn't get it pushed through in time, or it just sat there pending for 3, whatever. And so it didn't issue by the first of the month. By the time it issued on the 7th or the 8th of the month, and the insurance company's trying to go draft now, the client's like, I done spent that money. And, it's just, so again, we can work through that, fix that. But in most cases, the reason why a bank account payment gets missed in those first few months of the policies is either the client's forgetfulness, or just the fact that here's an additional payment coming out, forgot to budget it, didn't plan for it, didn't think about it, because for the last however many years I've been getting my Social Security check or whatever steady income paycheck, for the last however many years, it's always been budgeted. And, everybody knows cost of living nowadays takes pretty much just about everything you're bringing in. And so when that's happening, and now you've got a new bill coming out for insurance, if there's $1 short, if they're 10 cents short, the insurance company's not saying, hey, we got part of your payment, send us the rest when you can. Like, no, the bank said it wasn't there, so we didn't get it. And so in most cases, it's just simply, hey, forgot that new payment was coming out. And the problem is the average insurance agent, which, remember, we're not average. We teach how not to be a sales agent. We teach how to be an insurance expert that cares about people, follows up with them, and helps meet a need. But the average insurance agent won't even follow up. It's like, hey, you made the sale, you got paid, the client missed their first, second, third payment, whatever. You never followed up. Like, why the heck did they miss that payment? I don't know. Well, you didn't find out. Well, I know, I'm too busy trying to make more sales. Right. Because you're trying to be a sales agent. You're trying to be a life insurance salesperson instead of somebody that says, hey, here's a client that had a need. With my resources and knowledge and our system, I was able to go meet that need, got paid well for it. I know the connection and the rapport was there. Then why the hell are you not following up? Why are you not calling? Again, think about this. If that's your 72-year-old mom or your 80-year-old grandmother or grandfather that you were sitting with, and they signed up and they knew they needed this important coverage to make sure that you and your family was taken care of when they pass, so you don't have to pay for their funeral. Okay, you got them signed up, they bought, they've got the coverage, you're not going to struggle anymore, and 3 months later they miss a payment. Why would you not follow up with them? If it's your family, if it's your people, you want that agent to do them a service like they said they were going to do and take care of your family from start to finish, not just selling the policy, making a check, making good money. Let's turn around and do it again. Man, made another good check. Let's go. And yeah, we can get all excited about that. We're changing people's financial futures here. But the end of that process with those clients, if you care about them like we teach and like you say you do, when they miss a payment, why are you not calling them? I didn't know. Well, you're not paying attention to your business, because the insurance companies will email you. They will put on your agent portals on from each company website, like one of the things there is going to be action needed, or policies at risk or whatever. And all you have to do is click on it and look at it and be like, hey, I need to give Margaret a call. I need to give Miss Janet a call. I need to call Maggie and tell her payment missed, and she and her kids are going to lose the coverage if she doesn't get that payment in. Like, that's what we do in taking care of our clients. You don't just, here, let's throw this out there. All right. What happens if a client misses their payment 2.5 years after you sold them? You're still going to get the notification. But guess what, agents? Let's be real here. A lot of agents aren't still in the business 2.5 years, and I hate to break it to you if you're brand new. There's a high turnover ratio in this business, but the good news is that turnover ratio is because it weeds out the lazy people. It weeds out the people that like to hide behind fear and use excuses. And, I'm just busy. I got too much going on. I'll make my dials tomorrow. And just like they come up with all these BS excuses. And I'm going way down a rabbit hole I got to get out of. But that's normal agents. Like they don't call and follow up. So your client misses a payment 2.5 years later. Let's say you're still in the business. You're one of the rare agents that made it through the first 8 months, 12 months, and you're still in the business. What's your mentality when that client misses a payment? Is your mentality, I'm too busy. I haven't got time to call them. Like, they should know by now. They've been making that payment for 2 years. Come on, people, get it together. I got my problems. And that's just and you dismiss it. And then what? They lose that important coverage. Again, people aren't dropping policies because they don't like you, or because they decided that they just found something way better. They're dropping policies in most cases because either you're not staying in touch, connected to them, or because they just forgot, they missed a payment, they went on vacation and decided they were going to stay an extra length of time and forgot to make sure there was enough money in the bank account. I don't know. You name a billion reasons why people miss a payment or why people bounce a check, or the concept of people even write checks. But at the end of the day, it's like, are you going to call them and follow up with them? Oh, I'm not getting a charge back. Like, I already got paid and it's been in effect long enough. And what are you going to call them and take care of them because they're your client? Or are you just going to leave them open to, man, I had insurance one time and I missed some payments and my insurance man never followed up, and I didn't know what to do. And I sat on hold for 29 minutes with the company and never could get through. And I just thought I lost my insurance. Like, come on, people, that's our job. That's our job, to make sure our clients are taken care of, that they don't got to stress and worry about this kind of stuff. And so when you don't follow up, then it's like, hey, are you really servicing clients and taking care of clients, or were you just another sales agent that did a pretty damn good job through the process and made your money, but that's your client and that payment missed and you're not following up? They don't need sales agents. They need people that give a crap about them and their families, like we give a crap about our families and want people to take care of us and our families, right? So it's just doing to others what you want them to do to you. It's the just the foundational law of how Jesus told us to live. Hey, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Who's your neighbor? Your clients, your people, not just the people tangible right next door on either side of your property. but we're fellow people. We're all made in the image of God. Like I'm telling you, I am not going to start preaching right now, but these last few weeks down here, but even just a couple months, especially, God's spirit is stirring. And I don't know how long we all got before he's done with humanity and is like coming to fix us all and clean us up or whatever. But make sure you get right with him. Do that first, and then make sure you're taking care of your clients. So like when chargebacks happen, um, you know, find out from your client what happened. Hey, Miss Betty, your payment that we talked about coming out on the first of each month. Funny thing, the insurance company just sent me an email and they said that the payment didn't go through. Now I know there's could be a ton of reasons for that. Sometimes the banks mess things up, and sometimes it's the insurance company. And I'm gonna get on it. Trust me, I'm gonna take care of it if it's them. But did you know that your payment didn't go through on the first, like you said you wanted it to? Remember that $68.22 a month? Are you aware of that, guys? I'm just telling you. In most cases, hang on, let me make sure nobody's. All right, I guess we're still able to hear loud and clear. In most cases, your clients just forgot. They just forgot. I'm like, beautiful wife. She turns around, her belly's sticking out. She's 7.5 months pregnant. I forgot she was pregnant. I'm human. Like, she's the one carrying it and remembering it. And it's just like we can forget stuff so much. So you never know what caused that client to just, man, forgot to make the payment and never heard from you. They'll get a letter from the insurance company, but in a lot of cases, you know how the mail system works. That letter's coming 3 weeks later, and they've already mentally written it off. Like, I never heard from my insurance man, didn't know what to do. Now I'm going to owe 2 payments, and it's just I couldn't make the one. This is where you and I, what we do makes a difference, guys. This is where you and I just being attentive to our business can be the difference between a client actually leaving money behind for their kids to cover their funeral expenses. Or I know mom had a policy, but dad gummit like it. And then you call the insurance company. Yeah, she missed a payment 7 months ago. And we sent her 2 letters over 2 months' time and never heard anything back. And, you know, mom's policy lapsed. All those years she tried paying on it and keeping her little monthly check divided up enough to include her insurance so her kids didn't struggle. She misses a payment. The agent's, out of the business, not following up, typical sales aid, whatever you want to call it, and doesn't follow up, and that policy lapses. Again, now that's not, it happens enough to where, hey, it's a problem. And you have a difference to separate yourself and build more credibility and trust with your clients, who by that point, when you've done that, they are going to refer their people to you. They're going to keep calling you. I've told many of y'all this, probably about 28 to 32, 33% of my business every single month is clients that are still on the books that are calling me and saying either, hey, we've got a new situation in our family and we need to change something up or get more coverage, or hey, you helped me with insurance a couple years ago. My sister and her family just moved back to the area. They need insurance. Can you please reach out to them? And I'm just telling you, like, what freaking awesome phone calls to get. Like, I mean, it's business. It's more business. It's just word of mouth refer. But you put the work in and you separated yourself at the beginning by showing you're different than every other salesperson that's tried to sell them or every other sales agent that has sold them in the past. You've set yourself apart as somebody that's different, somebody that, gives a crap about them, that genuinely cares. They can tell that in your body language, in your communication, in your receptiveness, in your listening to them. They know this. So why would you drop the ball, whether it's a 3 months in and the policy payment misses, or whether it's 3 years in and the policy? Why would you drop the ball and not follow up with them? Could some of the insurance companies get a little better about their Yes, they could. But at the end of the day, if you are paying attention to your business and doing business the way we teach how to do business, you're going to encounter this stuff and you're going to know how to handle it. And when you don't, there's so many people. Most of y'all have my number, Nick's number, Mike, Rachel, Aaron, Panda. I mean, there's everybody. I can't keep naming names, but there's so many resources, so many people on this team here to help. And if you're willing to listen and do what's being taught, I mean, I'm telling you, this business is going to work very, very well for you. And it's just going to generate more clients and more business for you as you're genuinely taken care of. So like I said, understand that chargebacks, they will happen. I wish I had this kind of training when I got my first chargeback, because the first chargeback I ever got was in Sumter, South Carolina, over 3 hours away from where I live in Greenville. And I was brand new. Again, this was all before virtual appointments. And so I would have to drive 3 hours one way. I would leave my house before 5 a.m. to make a 8 a.m. appointment down in Sumter, South Carolina. And there were days where I would run for, 7, 8, 10 appointments in a day. I would leave my last appointment at 9 o'clock at night, be driving back home to Greenville, 3 hours away, knowing I'm not getting in until after midnight. And there was a couple times where I blanked. I was 0 for 9, 0 for 10. And again, those are whole nother conversations, nothing to be fearful about, because those are like, that experience was what it was able to teach me, how to. I had to learn a lot on my own. I didn't have a lot of people pouring in like what we have on this team. But I'll never forget, one of my very first chargeback came from Sumter, South Carolina, and so it was kind of like, adding extra pain or extra punishment to what was already a chargeback, was the fact that this was 3 hours away. Like, this wasn't, hey, let me go drive 20 minutes down the road and try and talk you into. And I just remember like just thinking, oh my gosh, like, I worked so hard for that money and I got to give it back. And knowing what I know now, like, I wish the Mark at that point would have just had somebody be like, hey, bro, hey, it's all good. It's all good. It's going to sting a little bit. We're going to fix it. Okay. And I wasn't able to save that one. Again, various reasons or whatever, but the learning experience of going through that and what I know now, guys, just understand, chargebacks happen. It's part of life. Like, you buy something and you send it back or whatever. It's part of it. So with life insurance, know that yes, it will happen. But we can always do proactive steps. And I'm gonna follow up with this next week, is how we can be a little bit more proactive, building the why in the in-home process. I do a lot of my stuff from the in-home. That's what I cut my teeth on. That's what I know. A lot of y'all are virtual now, and a lot of the principles are still the same. But what we're going to talk about next week, whether you're on the phone virtually or whether you're in the home with a client, next week is going to be, what are some of those proactive steps so that we can avoid the chargebacks as much as possible. Understand they're still going to happen, but they can be a lot fewer if you're handling the steps right in the beginning and being proactive, showing you're different, you care. Hey, I'm like, you're done shopping around for life insurance. Like, I'm your guy. I'm sorry you're stuck with me. I get it. I'm stuck with me too. But just that confidence where they know, hey, we're taken care of. He's good. He's got us. And when I tell them, hey, if the insurance company notifies me and tells me something's up, you missed a payment, like, hey, what's going on here? You're going to hear from me. All right. You're going to hear from me, and they hear from me. So, chargebacks don't have to be a bad thing. I mean, they're not a good thing, but they don't have to be coming at you just in droves and just onslaught. If you're taking the steps that we teach and you're being proactive up front in the home and you're showing that you're different, the chargebacks that do happen, it's going to be oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot. And they feel bad. Like, they're like, Mr. Mark, I'm so sorry. Don't apologize to me. You ain't giving me the money. But let's make sure we get it to the insurance company and you help them with that process. So, next week, we're going to be talking more about how to eliminate on the front edge of things, front side of things in the sales process and everything, questions to ask, steps to take on how to eliminate them. Just, I don't want that anymore. Or, I shouldn't have bought that last night. I was drunk and, insurance sounded like a good thing. No, it's fun. It's fun because you're genuinely helping people. And the thing that I learned through it all is those questions that you have in the beginning, like, well, what if they say this? What if they ask me this? And like, you're scared, you're nervous, you've never done this before. That was my 26-year-old self, willing to work, hard worker, competitive, but I had never done this before. And so my mind was just like, they're going to ask me these questions. I'm going to look like an idiot. Don't know what I'm talking about. And it's like, what I know now is just, hey, the chargebacks that happen when you follow our system, the chargebacks are going to be because they forgot. It's because they forgot. And the good news is you're going to follow up with them. You're going to get it back on track. And you're not going to deal with a lot of chargebacks because we're going to take care of people the right way. So hopefully that was kind of a quick explanation, a decent explanation of, hey, what are chargebacks? What causes policies to charge back? Why do people lapse policies, cancel policies? And then next week, we're going to really nail it down with what to do when chargebacks happen, like how to follow up. I'm going to get into more detail, what to do, say to them and follow when you follow up. But then also kind of just laying down the steps in the sales process, how to eliminate those in the future. So I am going to get back out on the beach here soon and go sweat in this heat and humidity. Those of you that are not near water, I'm sorry, go take a shower or something. Stay safe, drink lots of water, know Jesus, love people. Let's go make some money together. Love you guys. I'm ending this thing as soon as I can find the red button. Out.